yes, it is afternoon. I thought I'd come really quickly today to show you a recipe that is one of my favourites. It's fantastic if you've got a sandwich press. I've never made it without a sandwich press, but you can absolutely make it without a sandwich press. But you know, if you've been following me for a while, I have been using my Thermomix for 19, nearly 20 years now, and you never stop learning. So hopefully today I can teach you a couple of tips with your TM7. You can still make all of this recipe in all models, so whether you've got a 31, a 5, a 6 or a 7, okay? But we're going to flip the screen. You might hear I've got my kettle on boiling for this particular recipe because it makes it a little bit quicker, okay? So let me flip the screen, and the recipe we're making today is dairy and grain-free wraps. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a glare there. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Anyway, so I'm on top of my thermo server. The ingredients for this are really simple: clove of garlic, coconut flour, psyllium husk, baking powder. Now excuse me a second, that timer I had that set to remind me to come and do my live. Haha, beat it. So, segue. I don't put the baking powder because I don't think you need it. But I've got all my ingredients ready here. It does say warm water, but I find if you use hot water, it will swell your psyllium and it makes it a little bit quicker, okay? You don't need any of this stuff. Well, thermal serving bowl, you can have that if you like. I've got one right here ready to go. But it shows you that it is for all models. So what I want to do, if I come to the tips, no baking powder and use a sandwich press to cook. The other tip I'm going to add is I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to pop in, add cumin seeds, add cumin seeds to make a naan bread. So this is a great recipe if you're gluten-free, celiac, dairy-free, and you want to make these as a naan bread, you can absolutely do that. So let's get going. So it says 1 clove of garlic. Well, let's do 2. And this is when I add my cumin seeds. I don't pre-mill my cumin because I like it fresher. So I'm just going to pop in a little sprinkle. You can put as much or as little as you like. You don't have to mill it, but this mills really quickly, so it's not going to be a powder. 3 seconds, speed 7. So mill that down. So we're making dairy-free, grain-free wraps. Hopefully everyone can hear me, so give me a thumbs up if you are hearing me loud and clear, because I did have my headphones somewhere. Oh, here it is. Just in case you couldn't hear me before, hopefully we're loud and clear now. So what I've done, I've just quickly chopped my cumin and my garlic. Okay, next we are going to add our coconut flour. So 70 grams of coconut flour. Oh gosh, am I going to have enough? Hopefully. Oh, I didn't pre-weigh this, obviously. Oh my God. Talk about more ass than class. I'm going to get ticked off. Yay. I swear to you, I did not measure that. I just thought, oh, there's some coconut flour. Let's go. Okay, so psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is what gives it its flexibility and pliability. So as you can see, I've got my cord for my sandwich press under there. So I'm going to get that out the way because see how that can mess up your scales? So tare, and I'm going to add 20 grams of psyllium. This is your fibre and your binder. Okay, so that's ticked off. We are not doing the baking powder. Okay, so I can tick that off. I need a little bit of salt, and I've got a little spoon here. So a little bit of salt, and oh, it said 2 eggs. I've only got 1 egg ready, so there's 1 egg. I'll do my second egg. Hang on a second. One good thing with having a small kitchen, everything's at your fingertips. You just turn around and it's there. So there's my second egg. And salt, eggs. Now it says warm water. If you have only just joined, I mentioned before about boiling your kettle and using hot water because it will help to swell your psyllium quicker. So we need 300 grams of that. Oh, look at me go today. Anyone who knows me knows I don't do things to get ticked off. And 40 grams of olive oil. So I've got this beautiful goldy olive oil, and I'm hoping that's near the end as well. Oh, I might need to go to my other pot that I keep over here. So here we go. Here's my other pot. That one's over near my cooktop, which I hardly ever use. And 40 grams of that. Next. So you don't have to get yourself ticked off. And we're going to just blend that together. Where is everyone today? I can't see anyone. Everyone must be out enjoying this beautiful sunshine. So if you are watching this a little bit later, please remember to hashtag replay, okay? So next, scrape down the sides with my spatula. Doesn't really need a lot, but that mixes it all together. Next, and then we're just going to knead for 1 minute. When you're kneading, it will lock the lid, okay? If you wanted to add more time, you can absolutely do so. So if you wanted to add more time, you can come here. Okay, come back to there and it's going to count down. Then we're going to set that aside. It says to set aside for 5 minutes, but I'm going to put my sandwich press on now. And I'm going to put the sandwich press on, ready to go straight away. If you don't use the boiling water, that's when you need the extra 5 minutes. But I usually find this works out absolutely perfectly. So I'm just going to pull you back a little bit to my sandwich press. Unlock that. You can put baking paper on here if you wish. That just helps save washing up. So I've got a little bit of baking paper here. Back to current step, and you can pop that into a bread mat and leave it to rest for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to just do one today to show you, and then I'll leave the rest of this. You can leave this for about a day, pop it into the fridge, but I'm going to make these up into batches and I'm going to freeze them. Now, as I said, you don't need to have a fry pan or anything like that. I'm just going to get a dollop, pop my baking paper over. And this is why I don't use the baking powder, because you don't need it. I just don't understand why it's in the recipe. And then we'll just push that down and wait a couple of minutes. Now, most of those ingredients are what I call raw ingredients. We need to cook the egg but the coconut and the psyllium cook very, very quickly. And if they're not cooked all the way through, they don't taste horrible like normal flour. So we'll leave that go for a second. Next, set aside for 5 minutes. It says it makes 8. I just usually pop a piece in like that and close that down. And that is as easy as it is. So, hey Michelle, it's lovely to see you. Thanks for following. You're the only one on today. Everyone must be out enjoying the lovely sunshine. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please? Hi Dee. If you follow me, I'm not usually one to shout out to people, but I was getting a bit concerned. No one was watching today. Anyway, so I'm going to pop that out onto the base and continue cooking that. Now, these are fantastic. They're super, I wouldn't use it for a pizza base because it is a bit too soft and doughy, but it's fantastic as a naan bread if you've got a curry. I'm actually going to cook some beautiful streaky bacon that I got from Our Cow. So I'm a big lover of supporting small local business. So I've used the Butcher Crowd before, and I thought I'd give Our Cow a go. So this was in the pack that I got, nitrate-free streaky bacon. So I'm going to make myself a BLT with this wrap. So look at that, beautiful, easy peasy. See how pliable that is? And that, my friends, is done. So I'm going to make up this whole batch, and I'm going to put a piece of baking paper between each one and freeze them ready for when I have my next curry. So get a plate out so they don't take long. Now, just a quick little plug to let you know about, hang on a sec. Quick little plug to let you know about our amazing trade up offer. So if you know someone who doesn't yet have a Thermomix but has been considering it, they can trade in any kitchen appliance, even their kettle, and get $150 off the price of a TM7. If you've got a 31, you'll get $250, TM5, you get $450, and a TM7, you get $750 off the price. So great opportunity to upgrade. Well, I like to call it graduate, because every Thermomix is amazing. They all got their unique features, but I think just graduating. So it's like going from your manual Barina to your Tesla. Anyway, I'm going to get on and do this other batch. After I've done them, I'm going to cook my streaky bacon and make myself a BLT wrap. How amazing is that? Beautiful. And also great naan bread because it's got the cumin seeds in there. Okay, what other things could you put in there? Chili flakes, maybe? Omit the garlic if you don't want garlic. But thanks for following, and I will catch you all on the flip side, and #replay if you're watching this a little bit later. Bye.